back at it again. We about to take y'all way back on this one. Feel this. Chi, talk to him.
There is a path that's taking my most, but it's not the one, it's not the one I chose. Girl, I'm a thrill seeker, so I'll set off on my own, searching for adventure into the great unknown. Meeting you wasn't part of the plan. Girl, look how much I've grown. Girl, I'm a better man. Girl, you captured my heart. Now I do all I can for you, baby.
Who makes me a better man? You make me, even though we're perfect. You take me the way I am. Never hesitate to find the good in me. You is all you, but you don't demand.
You'll find a good woman. You never have to hide. You're at my side. Baby, sometimes you are out in front. You give me everything I want. Now my lifetime plan is to be a better man, to do all I can for you. Believe in me, there's something in my heart that you see in me. You held me down, you've got my back. My heart is tangled up in your love trap. Girl, no one else can take your place. It's like I'm in heaven when I see your face.
It's you
who makes me a better man. Heart's been a remission. You're the one that I've chosen to put my heart in motion. I've been looking for, baby.
Girl, it's you that make me better. Good, we bulletproof together. We gon' ride out the weather. We gon' focus on the cheddar. Get money. Cause you make me, girl, a better man, a better man.
So you guys, welcome to Get It Got It Good. I am your host, Naja Wilhite Carter, and we are being presented on WBGR as well as Total Entertainment Radio. So you guys, thank you for being here. For you guys who don't know, I have the pleasure of interviewing Ruff Endz today. So I got a question for you guys. You guys have been singing for like ever, ever, right? Ever. So how you do it? Ever. Okay, so what is ever? Because I know some of the newer generation, like my kids, and I'm not dating myself, may not know who you guys are. So I don't care which one of you guys want to answer, but both of you guys got to say hello real quick. So Dante, say hi.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, how are you doing? and David, hi.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Da Vinci from Ruff Endz in the building. Let's get it.
Know it.
So it's funny watching you guys interact because you guys have known each other since like childhood, right? But your personalities are so different in a way on some things. So do you guys get that on stage as well? Do you play off each other?
All the time. That's what makes it a synergy, you know. I got my brother there to interact with. So if you see our live show, and we're definitely working on putting more into it. Our live show is interactive like that with each other. Like certain songs we might be like a conversation. Why not? It's two people on stage. You know what I mean? So yeah, we play off of that all the time. So it's a beautiful thing to have. Like, you know, they say 2 heads is better than 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So I know a lot of times though with groups, people say there's like this competition or like this animosity or that they can't last for a long time, but you guys have been together for years. So obviously that's not always the case. So how have you managed to stay together and stay on the positive side?
Like I say, it's God, man. You know what I mean? I believe in ordered steps. And Ruff Endz is built on a friendship, you know what I mean? And a brotherhood, you follow me? So we still have our ups and downs, you know what I mean? Like literally, you know
Like,
what I mean?
brother, yeah.
Like recently, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, but again, like family, you know, you have ups and downs and you know what I mean? You stick to it, you know what I mean? You try to stand for love, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. So the group is really based on that, you know what I mean? Based on our relationship, you follow me? So, and I think, you know, a lot of the groups that last long, they have that same kind of camaraderie, friendship, that kind of a thing, you know what I mean? So that's why the longevity is there. So I think, you know, our friendship is a key factor for keeping our longevity, you know what I mean? And even bringing us back, it's really the reason why we got back together, because we united to do a song for our city, a song called Time for Change. And that was the beginning of us reconnecting as friends, you know what I mean? And as brothers, so, which led to us getting back together.
Okay, so like the Soul Brothers picture behind you.
Mm-hmm.
See the Soul Brothers? So, okay, so you guys took a little break. You guys went on about your lives. What did you do during the break?
Well,
all kinds of stuff. Dante, you can go on that one. This is been around the world and back again.
Been around the world, okay.
yeah.
And I can't find. I'm not singing though, so y'all can keep that one because that is not something you'll ever see me do. And you mentioned.
Well,
so,
we did
go ahead.
I did some repairing, man, in my life. I went through a lot of stuff. Be looking out for the Ruff Endz bio coming at you real soon. It's gonna be a can't miss, gotta see situation. So I went through a little turmoil. I went through some things. You know what I'm saying? I even went through a little depression at one point. So I'm definitely an advocate for that. I want to just throw that out there. But in the midst of that, I started doing things I always wanted to do and learn. Like I learned brick masonry. I learned sheetrocking. You feel what I'm saying? And then I started getting back into the music stuff, and I did some stuff with Kool in the Gang. I started doing stuff with them, some Christmas album and a couple things, and a group called Slave, who I really didn't know they had so many hits and so many songs I knew about. And around that time, me and David linked up, when I started doing stuff with Slave and Cool in the Game. So.
I mean, there's a lot to be said, especially about depression, because I think we all go through roller coasters, especially depending on what's going on in our personal and private lives. And it's great that you guys hook back up again. And Time for a Change is one of those songs that's addressing situations that are going on in the world right now, correct?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So who wrote that, or was that a collaborative effort? Like, how does the songs usually get written that you guys sing?
We usually go ahead, Dave.
No, go ahead. I'm just clearing my throat.
Oh, we usually collab and write them. That's something that I would say we definitely fell in love with a long time ago as teenagers in school. That was something that brought us together. Actually, that was one of the things that really kind of brought us really together. Our passion for singing, the music room in Southwestern High School. You know what I mean? Like David by the piano. Like you know, it's like a movie, man. But 9 times out of 10 we write our music. Not saying we're against, you know, other people that write for us. Well, No More Shopping Sprees. No More Shopping Sprees was written by Darren Lighty and Eddie F. Produced it, and Cliff and Bilal were the writers. But thank you very much for the song, guys. I think we love y'all for that. But most of the time, especially now, we write our stuff. We collab. We start with freestyles, or we'll start with a track. We have a few different writing methods that we enjoy getting into.
So as far as the tracks and stuff, like David, I see in front of you, look like music or a screen for music. So do you make beats as well?
There you go, darling.
There you go.
I produced the song "Time for Change." I think that's what you was trying to get to. It was like how that came about.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to go back to that. Yeah, usually it's a vibe. You know, I would usually come up with a track and we would write to it. We would vibe to it. I'm the melody person usually in the group, and Dante is the lyricist. You know what I mean? And not to say he doesn't do melody as well. He definitely writes melody as well. But that's usually our roles. You know what I mean? That's been our roles from the beginning.
An amazing producer, by the way. Ladies, he's an amazing producer. I'm going to ring his bell for him.
But you know, that's usually the process, and you know, and how, like, that's how we started. You know what I mean? Because melody is something I was born with, really. You know what I mean? So it's the gift that I have, so of arrangement. So that's always been my role in all of the groups that we've been in. And that we started from the jump. Like when I met Dante, like he said, I was at a piano with a couple people around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I was. So from day one, that's just who I am. You know what I mean? So, but Dante, definitely as a lyricist, is just super, 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 super talented. One of the songs that we did, a song called "Love Crimes," is a perfect example of the melody and the lyric dynamic that we bring to the table. And that's actually the song that got us a record deal. You know what I mean? So, but from then we've grown, you know, on all levels. You know what I mean? So I've grown as a producer, definitely grown as a lyricist, as on all levels. You know, I'm actually doing all kind of stuff now, but that's usually the dynamic between us. And it's like he said, it's a yin and yang kind of a thing that really makes the Ruff Endz machine what it is. You know what I mean? It's what we both bring to the table. You know what I mean? That really makes it a chemistry of something that is what we call Ruff Endz, I guess.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
She was also asking about stuff that we got into when, you know, the in-between time until we got back. Tell about your film. Tell about your filmmaking and your photography.
Definitely when the time I got into photography real heavy, and I started a label institution. It's a production company that, you know, I was doing a lot of soundtrack stuff and a lot of indie soundtrack stuff. and then I started, signed an artist to my company, and I started producing, their albums, and people hired me to produce albums. So I did a lot of stuff like that, which was really the school for me. You know what I mean? All of the stuff that I was doing when I was away was school for me. You know what I mean? For everything I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? I got into photography, like I said, and I started shooting videos because my clients needed video work and stuff like that. And I found a new passion with photography and filmmaking specifically, and which led to me doing short films and a lot of corporate videos and stuff like that. And actually, Dante did some voiceover work, which is something I don't know if he mentioned, but he did some voiceover work on one of the films that I shot, and that was like right around when we connected. It's crazy. We got a lot of stuff that we do outside of singing and music that hopefully our fans will get to see in the future, man, coming down in the next few years. So we're excited about really them getting to know us on a different level,
Most definitely. And I think that everybody has their own talents and their own genius. And you guys, Bruce George has a Genius is Common movement, which states just that. So when you say your gift is your melody writing and things like that, that is what it is, and that's what you use in order to propel yourself forward. But if you were sitting at a piano with a whole bunch of people surrounding you, how did it just end up the two of you for a group versus like 5 or so?
I'm gonna say this with all respect and humbleness.
Okay.
And all of that good stuff that come with that. Only the strong survive. I gotta say it, because put it like this: to be young in Baltimore,
it's hard.
Means something different than a lot of other places, because the things that we learn, our level of programming is made up of certain things that make us like all gangsters or thugs or something, almost, or something, I would say. And it boils down to like pride, toughness, like, all of those things jammed together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm saying that to say this, like, David is our age. We in high school, and David know more harmony than we know. His family, I have musical family too. I have people in my family that do stuff. But David's immediate family, like the family that in his house, I come over in the morning to get him for school, or we come back from school and his sister and one of his brothers got some harmony going on and they jumping in, or they in the church that's in the house and all of their songs got Caribbean swing to it. And they playing instruments. Oh Lord, I'm like, where they do that at? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so my point is, out of the group, and this is a part of why we call Ruff Endz too. Out of the group, I came right from the street. I came from round the way hustling. I'm be straight up with you. I was hustling when we got together. I was just getting in school. So living in that lifestyle, my demeanor was real direct. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would tell them stuff like, listen, David is the leader. If you don't want to say leader, he managing the harmonies, because you don't know the note. You keep going off your note and singing somebody else's note. You understand what I'm saying? A young guy from the city, they can't take that on their ego. You know what I'm saying? Me, I knew enough to listen to somebody that knew more than me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that allowed us to grow as a group. You feel me? Because I knew how to sing, but I was just really learning harmonies. I was in a group before that called Total Male, and I was like the youngest guy in the group. But in the group, everybody had their set note. High man had the top note, bass man had the bass note, and I would normally do either lead
melody note.
or like one lead note. So
Yeah, the lead note.
I ain't really know harmonies like that. David and the families was doing crazy stuff. Sweet body of this, and the sister coming. I'm like, man, I gotta learn that.
Right?
Him and the sister DeBoer that he's talking about.
That look like you.
The day they
That look like me, right?
in front of me. I'm telling you, I remember that like it was yesterday, man. So I'm just saying, people can't survive that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They might can survive it a little bit, which they did, but it gets to a level where it feel like the person is being too arrogant or dominant, or they want to be the dominant one. They feel like they the slickest thing, so they feel like they. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to getting it done in the group, I learned to leave all that stuff at the door.
Yeah,
It's gonna mess the group up. I could be the hardest outside of the group on the street. Oh, I'm way different than anybody in the group. But when it came to the group, David was the man that knew the harmonies. And we both wrote songs and we whatever, but David played the piano at the same time too. You feel what I'm saying? So I respected his talent at a young age, and that's what I think allowed us to grow at the same time. Because that's what, that's in a nutshell. Shout out to my brother. You know what I mean?
So I see the love throughout this whole thing. You guys are constantly praising one another, which is one of the good things. But I think everybody needs a coach, a mentor, somebody to look up to, somebody to learn from. And you guys have that mutual respect for each other. Now, when it comes to the business, you definitely have to have that respect level and that ability to put your ego in the back seat in order to get to the next level. So what would you guys say is your favorite part of the business? Would it be like being on stage, performing? Like, I love performing. It's fun. It's the energy that comes with the crowd. However, I always say that the money is behind the scenes and you got to know the business behind the business. Now, how do you guys balance that?
David?
I mean, how do we balance business and
the performance aspect, since you're doing both?
It's leverage, you know what I mean? It's the ability to, first of all, have an admin day. You got a day where you handle that stuff. I believe if it's not scheduled, it ain't gonna get done. You know what I mean? So being an independent artist, you know what I mean, in 2020, you know what I mean, you gotta handle your stuff. You gotta learn about how to get stuff on. And I think the industry itself kind of teaches you the business. It's not like before where you can get a record deal and you ain't had to know nothing, but you got a record deal. Now, they ain't giving out record deals like that. You have to grind, get your stuff out there. So while you're doing that grind and you're learning, I think a lot of the artists now are way more intelligent than the artists back, when we were coming up because of how things are. But I think it's just a thing of balancing and really just doing what we got to do to make it happen. You know what I mean? I think the business speaks for itself, the model of how things are today. This is where we, this is how we get it done. The other part of it is as a team, like I said, leverage, manager. We have a manager. Shout out to Terry.
Shout out
right
to
now.
Harvey.
Terry Harvey doing we just actually connected with him this year, a guy that we have known for actually some time now, and we connected with, and he's a business mind. He's somebody that's going to definitely play the business role and represent us on the business side, and along with with us as well. But teamwork is I think is always a major thing. You could do what you can do yourself, but you gotta have help. You know what I mean? You gotta find people that are skilled in the area where you need help that can actually assist you in that. And nowadays you've got a lot of people you can get for real cheap and stuff like that, or you got a lot of these companies that you can subcontract to do your internet marketing and your Spotify and all of that stuff that is affordable. You know what I mean? Literally. So it's a lot of things you can do, but
partnerships,
reading the book, it's a lot of information. Get the information. It's too much for me to say in one thing, but just get the information. There's so much people giving information on the music business. And all you gotta do is go out there and start reading and start watching these videos and get some books on it. And you'll start to see a lot of the information that you're getting from different sources will start to be like the same. And once you see that, you know you got some truth, you know what I mean? And of course, networking with people like us and different people like yourself, for those that are watching, you know, environment is everything. So I can leave you with that. Get around the game, get around the people. You know what I mean?
I mean, most definitely. And I think a lot of times people think once they're out of school, they got to stop learning. But you have to continually learn whatever it is you're going after in order to elevate to the next level. And I'm always preaching networking because you have to connect with different people who can take you to different places. And this is about teamwork, right? Right, Dante, how you said two heads are better than one. So when it comes to networking and finding the people to work with and around, how do you pick and choose the right players for your team?
Well, actually, that's one of the first things that I think we figured out that got us going. Because I remember young, used to have these conversations a lot. Me and Dave talked a lot about everything. And we figured out we have to network outside of Baltimore. Or the people we network in Baltimore have to be from the outside because we're not going to get a record deal from here. You know, we had to really think about everything and think about how are we going to get this record deal? Like, okay, we got to do some serious networking. Every chance we get, which led us to networking to people out of town. So that's what we really tried to do. And it was a thing of either trying to arrange some kind of situation as far as like whatever they can do, whether they were like a producer or A&R or another artist or whatever the case is, or another writer. We was trying to do something. We was trying to link up. We was trying to call them, get them on the phone. Like, and eventually that's what happened. That's what happened. Through networking, we met Troy Patterson. Through Troy Patterson, we met Stephanie Cook. Stephanie Cook, which is a great writer and vocalist, introduced us to O.G. Pierce, who wrote This Is How We Do It with Montel Jordan and got him his record deal. And O.G. Pierce is the one that took us to Sony Epic, which basically got us our record deal. So this didn't happen overnight. This was like, you know,
a process.
Right. But just thinking about that chain of people, that's all networking. That's all networking we did from two young men from around Emerson Avenue.
Here's the thing to add to that, for those that are listening. We had to go out of town for that chain to start.
No question.
Some doors is not in your zip code. Mm-hmm. So people sitting down waiting for a door to open. You got to get up out the chair and go get it. You know what I mean? So I hope you take that nugget right there. We had to go to New Jersey to get that door open. And we from round the way, really nervous to go out of town.
Tuck away your fear. Tuck it.
You know what I mean? But we went and did it anyway, and it led to, it didn't work in the moment because we thought it was a failed effort, but not knowing that we were still in the chain.
You were planting seeds.
Yeah, we were planting seeds, but we didn't realize that then. We was like, man, we went up here and we spent 2 years and it ain't work out, whatever. We was back in Baltimore not knowing that the seed was already planted. And we was about to get a call from Stephanie Cook not too long ago. You know what I mean? And we got the call from her, O.G. Pierce, and then O.G. led us to Dave McPherson, which is Sony. And now we got no more Shop Street.
Now that you say about planting seeds, though, it was to the point where we had 2 routes we could have went at that point. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Talking to Ernesto Phillips, which was the guy who signed Tony Braxton. So we was like, what are we going to do? He was like, we need to give OG a fair chance and see what's popping. As soon as we did that, I'm talking about as soon as we did it, the next week, which was probably a couple days away, because it was probably near the end of the week, OG called us like, okay, when can y'all, he's like, can y'all be ready to come to LA? And we're thinking he's talking about like, you know, a couple weeks from now. He like, no, within the next 5 hours, you trying to fly us out. So just imagine, we from EA, round away. You know what I'm saying? He talking about pack something and come to Cali. You can come out here for a while and record. Well,
You said don't bring no red and don't bring no blue.
Right. Good advice.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
it's crazy though.
So you guys, we got to take a break. But I want to get back into leaving Baltimore and connecting outside of Baltimore and what that looked like at such a young age. How does that work? So you guys, we'll be right back.
Welcome to TLO. If you know, you know. Coming soon, different sponsorships and investment opportunities for all brands, musicians, influencers to join the company and create this community and also make money from your craft. So join the movement today and subscribe.
Okay, so you guys, I have this discussion with people all of the time about the ability to grow to the next level staying in a DMV. And some filmmakers, some actresses, some musicians, there's various opinions about that. You guys say the next door that could be open may not be in your zip code, which I firmly believe, but does that mean that you have to leave Baltimore? I understand traveling and but do you have to change your home base?
No. Let me go ahead. You want to? You go ahead first. You go first, bro.
I would just want to add something in the beginning. I'm gonna give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's different now because of the internet. A lot has changed. You got people like Soulja Boy who came up and hit 1 million off of YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like, that's we was doing stuff before that era. You know what I'm saying? So people's options are a lot more broad with the World Wide Web, baby.
Hence the reason more independent artists now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's access to the world. You got access to the world right in the palm of your hand.
Well, here's what I would say, to be very specific to that incident, because everybody's story is going to be different. You're not going to have our story, and you're not going to have nobody's story. Your story is going to be your story. You know what I mean? But the reason why we left Baltimore is because we did everything in Baltimore. You understand? There's a scripture in the Bible that speaks on when you have done all to stand. Like when you've done all you can. You know what I mean? Like that's when you go. You follow me? Because some people, you can do some stuff in Baltimore and that stuff pop. Because I don't know what industry, I don't know what kind of business you got. We in the music business. You might be having a different kind of business. Who knows? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You might not leave Baltimore. You can stay right in Baltimore and it'd be a gold mine. Yeah. But for us, we was doing a convention center. We had did a song called Say Baltimore that was on television. Like we was local, like doing it. We was like Baltimore. We already, you know what I mean? We opening up for people and nothing still, you know what I mean? We couldn't get it on the radio, you know what I mean? So it wasn't still, we just needed to get somewhere else. We needed something else, somebody else to take us to the next level. And we were trying to find it. And that's why we found somebody else that was outside of Baltimore that took us to the next level. And that's just kind of where, I guess, you know, I just want to be clear because I don't want you to get the message like you have to leave to make it. That is not the case. It's depending on your situation.
Right.
You have to have a plan and you work your plan. When you work your plan and your plan, you've done everything you can do with the plan. Now you got to go back to the table. And that's what happened with Ruff Endz. We went back to the table like, all right, we did everything. We thought it was going to happen. And that's when it was a new plan. And the new plan is like, all right, we did everything here. We got to go.
Bubble. So yeah, we got to hit it.
But hopefully that was clear, a little clarity, because I don't want to send y'all like thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So
right.
What did that look like for you guys when you went to Cali? Were you guys still in school? Were you out of school at this point? Like, because I know people go, oh, overnight success, but really it takes time to build up, and then all of a sudden it can start moving really quick. In your case, it was 5 hours, get on a plane, come on, let's go record.
So we got out of high school and we were graduated at high school was to get right to music. I graduated high school in 2 years. I had like 1 credit for my first semester, and I was in the streets. I was on Emerson Avenue. That's just that's a big part of the story that we normally don't even really tell. But they were like, man, we gotta tell our story. So that, yeah, don't laugh. That's
You
true
know it.
all day. So I was still hustling. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I ain't gonna be stuck out here looking flat, broke, bummy, bubble gum on the bottom of my shoes. Like, no, it's not gonna work. So that was my state of mind. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I grew up around. My family, my friends, like.
That was the world you lived in, yeah.
Right. So when we got to high school, came through high school, we graduated, and we started working at the Fudgery. I remember when I first told people around the way that I'm about to stop hustling and I'm about to get a job, they thought I was crazy. I never forget, one of my homeboys, Pat, big love, shout out to Pat, he was like, I ain't trying to hear that, Brown. You doing this and you gonna go get a 9. Ain't no way. Minimum wage was whatever back then. I'm like, man, ain't
$4.25, baby.
You gonna go get a minimum wage job and come off the block. Man, you talking crazy. We was going back and forth, right on Emerson and Monroe, back and forth. I said, man, look, sitting down, weighing out the consequences and what I want to do with my life, this ain't gonna do it. And sure enough, they were shocked when I popped up and said, I got a job. Because David went down there. He was like, I went down there and stung, and they hired me on the spot and gave me an apron. And I was like, what? Where? I'm going down there. I went down there, and they hired me the next day. And it was on and pop. And I'm like, okay, let's get it pop. Because I wasn't a stranger.
We were still in Southwestern, I think.
Yeah. So
first reward.
Right. No, so when we got out of so when we got the call from OG, because it was stuff still going on the whole time. Like, music was still in play the whole time. That's crazy. The story is gonna be crazy. Y'all gotta watch our story. So when we got the call to go to Cali, we were both staying at his brother's house, Semi house. So, you know, our synergy was crazy. We was around each other every day. We was constantly writing songs and putting together little outfits to wear so we could look like artists and all that crazy stuff. Man, we got the call to go to Cali. We was like, we looked at each other like, we on our way, bro. It's the beginning. We on our way.
So for a lot of people who grew up with y'all, gracias. For a lot of people who grew up with y'all, we're very interested to see what's next. The story behind the story, the music, the film projects. What does 2020 and beyond? Well, 2020 is kind of up year, but it's a great opportunity to kind of, you know, get that foundation in place. But what does beyond 2020 look like for you guys?
Music, film, and television.
Music, film, and television, all the big ones. So, okay, huh?
That's it. That covers it all.
Yeah, it covers it all. It definitely do. So, does that mean you guys are going to under your own labels and stuff like that? Because money behind the money is in ownership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ownership of your own intellectual property, your own creative property. So, from a fan's perspective, the next album, the next release of something for us to kind of intake, the Time for a Change video, stuff like that.
Well, the Time for Change video, we had some issues with that, some technical issues. And like I said, Ruff Endz had some challenges, you know what I mean, as a group that we were just talking about, you know what I mean, they kind of made things, but we're going to try to get that done, you know what I mean, because we still owe it to our fans, and it's something that we want to do anyway. So we definitely, we're going to do a video and actually kind of address this, you know, on our social media, just to let everybody know what's going on, because we did kind of shot the video and people are like, what's going on? What happened? You know what I mean? So definitely be looking out for that Time for Change. That's definitely going to be coming soon. But we have and I don't want to give you any details on songs and that kind of thing, but we just got some new music, and we have a project that's going to feature some of your favorite R&B artists as well. So be looking at some of the, you know, the industry's finest to be a part of the 2020 project for Ruff Endz. And of course, some, what you don't know.
Drinking water. He was just snacking, so you know he had to go get a drink after.
H2O.
Agua.
No, I mean, you know, he's gonna be definitely doing some voiceover work in the near future, some acting. Of course, you can see I fell in love with film, so I'm gonna be doing a bunch of different shows and stuff like that. And in the next couple of years, you're gonna see me doing. Well, I'm gonna be behind the scenes, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff in the film. You know, really stepping out to branch out into that world, man. We've got some people waiting on some content, so excited about that. And I got this baby girl over here. Y'all know it's not a game right now. This is baby girl. This is brand new baby girl right here. You know what I mean?
So wait, real quick. This is the perfect opportunity to tell people, invest in yourself. You guys, invest in your mind, invest in your tools, invest in your craft. This is a prime example of an investment.
Yeah, this is what it is. This is, you know, this is what it's not a game right here. You know what I mean? So, and so yeah, I mean, this is the future, man. This is what we're gonna be moving into. You know, you already know where the industry is right now when it comes to a lot of artists doing their own shows and stuff like that. But we're gonna do we got our own take on things that I think is gonna be unique to our brand. So
Yes, they are.
we're looking out for that. Dante, I don't know if you got anything you want to add, bro.
Oh man, listen, I just want to say to everybody, hang in there, man. Be strong. There's a lot going on. This has been one of the most challenging years that any of us have faced on different levels. Just the fear and anxiety level of a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of victories this year. At the same time, we've had things that are unfinished at the same time. But I know and feel like, as a people, I'm speaking to my people at this moment. I know this makes us stronger. It has to. You know what I'm saying? This is our time to get a lot of things out in the open and handled. And as far as other ethnic groups, y'all too as well. A lot of things are coming to the surface. So my word is love. My word is stay together. My word is knowledge, information, and wisdom. And I pray peace and blessings to everyone, man. Peace and blessings. And everybody stay safe out there. Stay vigilant. You know what I mean? Stay aware.
Right. So you guys, how can people find you and follow you and just stay up to date on what you guys are working on?
At official Ruff Endz. That's RUFFENDZ. And Instagram is where you want to follow us. Facebook is the same thing, at official Ruff Endz. Those are going to be the two major platforms where you're going to see a lot of what we're doing. So follow us on there. Right on in the bio description, there's a link to our website and music. Get the new Soul Brothers album that came out a couple years ago. For all the classic R&B lovers out there, you're going to enjoy the Soul Brothers project. But also stay tuned for what we got coming out now. If you've just, tuning in and figuring out that we're back, because it's a lot of people that didn't even know we're back together. We have songs out right now. We got a song called Speak to My Heart that's out right now on the Shots Fired soundtrack that came out like 2 years ago. We got a song right now on couple songs on the David Makes Man soundtrack, Virtuous Woman. And then we've got like 5 songs on Ray J's. He's got a new show called Pump. That's on the Urban Flicks network.
Urban Flicks.
We got Urban Flicks TV. And we got like 5 songs on there. So, and then just, stay tuned, stay on Instagram, and you'll definitely be up on what we're doing and what's coming.
Fabulous, you guys. And you can always follow me on Get It, Got It Good, G3, across all social media platforms, as well as Naja, NYSIA, Carter, or Wilhite, WILHITE, across all social media platforms. You guys tune in to Get It, Got It Good Wednesdays on WBGR Health and Wellness Channel, as well as weeknights, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on Total Entertainment Radio. And you guys, as always, I have to thank my sponsors One Man Sharpens Another, Dance Solutions Youth Outreach, Favorite One, Merlin Prep Academy, and Nail Fetish, you guys. Nothing but love for you. Any last things you want to say, Dante or David?
I'm actually over here tripping a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. I was gonna say that went off. We spoke about the fudgy, right? The thing about your TV show name is that's one of the things we used to do at the fudgery. We had this thing we used to crowd. We'd be like, when I say get it, you say got it, get it, got it, get it, got it, gotta get it, right? And we get up to a point where we be saying, get it, gotta, out the fudgery. And that little back and forth call answer thing we do with the crowd.
Well, look, at least it's a good memory, right?
Yeah.
No, the reason for it, though, for real, when I'm teaching, I've been teaching for 20 plus years, 25 years. I don't know. I've been teaching forever.
Dope.
And I always ask my students, get it, got it good. Appreciate you doing this with me today. I know we all got stuff to do like today, so I'm gonna let you guys go.
Well, no worries. We appreciate you, Naja.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for supporting the brand.
Absolutely. All day, every day. You gotta support Baltimore and
Indeed,
nothing else, right?
It's time for change. Ooh, baby. No matter if you're black or white, it don't matter, you can join this fight. If we come together and unite, we'll form a light that will shine so bright. Uncle Sam, can you hear me? Tired of this injustice on the daily. Crooked po-pos on the low. Be more to LA to Chicago. And it don't really matter the city, cause the same system's running our cities. And if you're fed up, you gotta stand up and say to yourself, it's been too long, I think we've had enough. Said it's time for change. It's time for change. Oh. Brothers and sisters, this time we stand up and fight for change. Let's fight for change. Ooh, baby. People popping pain pills, sitting at the window pane. Said it's hard to sleep at night since Freddie Green got slain. So now I'm working hard on this love campaign. Each one can teach one, that's how we break these chains. Living conditions are so inhumane. Blocks flooded with heroin and cocaine. Cause it don't really matter the cities, cause the same system's running our cities. And if you're fed up, you gotta stand up and say to yourself, it's been too long, I think we've had enough. Said it's time for change. It's time for change. Oh. Brothers and sisters, this time we stand up and fight for change. Let's fight for change. Ooh, baby. Every woman and man, little boy, little girl, yes, you matter. Every race, every creed, all you need to know is that you matter to me. If you get shot on the corner, parents then mourn them, you matter. And if you're fed up, you gotta stand up and say to yourself, it's been too long, I think we've had enough. Said it's time for change. It's time for change. Oh. My brothers and sisters, it's time we stand up and fight for change. Yeah. Ooh. What we're fighting for, what we're looking for,
Everybody, say it now. Change.
Research suggests that close to 50% of all small businesses go out of business in their first 2 years. Don't let that be you. Join That's My Network LLC today. Here at That's My Network, we strive to help businesses build their brand by offering connections to multiple marketing streams, including promotion across a social media platform that has a growing following of 50,000 nationwide. Let us help build and develop your brand to reach its full potential. For more information, email that'smynetwork@gmail.com. That's My Network, a network that works for you.
And I can't lie to you. Ain't like we take the good with the bad.
And creating and having a discernment to figure out who's right and who's not.
Well, it's not a perfect system. To this day, you'll still find out that people will tell you that they like the project, and really it's about their self-ambitions.
The sheriff's department may do something different. In some counties, the sheriff department is actually the police department, so they handle the calls that come out from being robbed to noise complaints, whatever you may have going on in your neighborhood. What you would consider the bad stuff, right? So
the 45th president, if you haven't noticed what they've done with the athletes, they've hushed all the athletes, because why? These athletes will make these young folks think. If I'm following LeBron and LeBron says, hey, this is how we probably should move because this is going to benefit our culture and our community, guess what you think that 8 and 9-year-old going to remember as he grows up?
What LeBron says.
Of course.
Alright. Usually I talk my shit. Be thinking of weird shit to talk today. I don't really give a fuck. Think about it too hard, so it is what it is. Shout out to Grand. Shout out to Trap. I mean, I gotta talk my shit. I gotta say something.
I got plans and tips on being a boss. Ain't no slipping, that's when you take a loss. Just made something to spend it with my dog. Go for broke no matter what it costs. You know who down for you when you in them walls. Blow down the bag, it's looking like a fog. Heard I ain't smoking what you heard is false. Before I go, I'm trying to roll a log. My bitch keep bugging, make me not want talk. When she dance, it look like she applaud. How she wife if she ain't being supportive? It's like the devil sending me his daughters. Be the one that look like she a goddess. Mama said I'm blessed, that's mama talking. No mistakes, I'm treating it with caution. Word to Ricky, feel like I be saucy. Quarantine, we fuck around, hit them all. Pending charges mean we can't get caught. You come close, you better hold your cough. Cause if you don't, that's fracture to a jaw. Plus I ain't seeing people in the car.